Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you all are doing great. I am doing okay. Today we're going to be working on some stretchy, positive, crafty, fun stuff. And I just need to adjust a few things. I'm trying to make sure we have a good work surface. Before, I'm going to wait a little bit because I do. Good morning, Heather. I hope you're doing well today. I do want to discuss a few things. I don't know why I got these out. I think we're going to do some stretchy bracelets. And if I have enough mental fortitude, we'll probably do a earring or two or a bracelet. I want to make some class things. I bought some of those, so I didn't have any. Good morning, Samara. I hope you're doing well today. I was just thinking about you. I uh I get emails from eBay, and they have a lot of Julie Nutting stuff on sale. And I was like, why can't they have the one lady that I'm looking for? Um, because I'm a little bit on the weird side. I like to keep my stamps in packages versus taking them all out and put them in books. And so I purchased a stamp, a Julie Nutting stamp, and it looks like this. This is mine, but it looks just like this, like empty. And I want the packaging. Yeah. Anyway, I was thinking about you because I was like, I wonder if she's okay with not having packages for some of the things that, we've discussed in the past. Anyway, so I wanted to go ahead and get started. I have all the time in the world until I don't, because I didn't read one of the messages from the school, and apparently they're doing shoebox floats again, and they're due tomorrow. And I just got the notification. Well, one of the parents, because we went to a birthday party this weekend, was like, "Are you doing a float?" I was like, "What float?" They was like, "You didn't get the message." I said, "They sent that thing late, like Friday." They was like, "Oh no, they sent it last week," et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Long story short, I didn't see the message because I'm not one of those people. Like, say if you send an email, especially when I was working, if you send an email, don't send a pregnant email. And what a pregnant email means is like three things inside the email. I would prefer to get three separate emails with the information in each one, but nonetheless, they sent it all jumbled up. So anyway, let's go ahead and talk about a few things first. Okay, first thing is I am playing around with what I want to do because I don't want the glare to be too much. I did not put my mat down, which I should have put my beading mat so we could keep some of the beads from sliding all over the place. But in the past, I've told you about some of the things that Hobby Lobby sells, right? So they sell this cute little kit, and it says it makes 6 bracelets. I think it depends on how you want to do your bracelets, because who's going to like count these all out? And I just pour all mine in because these things will fall. I usually buy these when they're on sale, half off, so it's $1.50, and you get this much for $1.50, right? Which, in my opinion, is not that bad. It's pretty decent. And then they have these on sale sometimes. Similar. These are probably a little bit thicker because these are considered kids, but I go into the kids craft section and buy stuff. Now these are $2 because I always get them on sale, so they're $3.99. Some of them are more, some of them are $5.99 too, so you have to be mindful of that. But you get these, and it's three different colors, so you can get solid colors, three of the same, or they have speckled or whatever. And these are $3.99. So I want to make a bunch of these bracelets, right? So I've been collecting them, and the trend will probably go away, and I'll still have all this stuff in my hand. And so these are these packages that I've just poured into here because it just makes more sense to have everything here. Even though the sorter in me wants to sort all these out by colors, that's another story for another day that we don't have time for. And then, I told you about this last week. I'm not sure if they're still on sale now. Michaels was having their lowest season every quarter. They have it every 3 months. They have a lowest season, which it makes sense now. We have seasons or whatever. So this is $8. Half off is $4. Now, mind you, what I'm about to say is not going to make sense until you see my logic. Normally, when they have half off on these, I'll get two, right? Because I'm like, oh, I'm gonna get two for the price of one. So that's $4. I felt like this is $4, and I was thinking, I was like, which one is a better deal? And I think this might be a better deal if you're into these pastel colors. So if you want, I'm not pressuring you to do it. If you're into these Heishi beads, is what You know, real beaders call them. I call them plastic donut beads. So yeah. Anyway, you could go out and buy these. Now, if I had a daughter, I think it would be a lot more fun to make jewelry, like um, pastel light colored jewelry. But since I have a son who destroys everything as soon as it's in his presence, we don't make beads and bracelets. But I could use these and put them in other things. Good morning, Nix. Good morning, Bear Crafty. I hope you all are doing well. So I think myself personally, I do believe that this would be a better deal to get. And you get these little fun charms. So you get two charms and you have these little stoppers and you have the elastic for $8, half off, $4, right? I don't know if you can stack coupons at Michael's anymore because, you know, Michael's changes their policy when it's beneficial for them. I understand that, you know, it's a pandemic and things like that, but you get two little charms that you can definitely dangle off of something. And I don't know what these are, caps, probably bead caps or something. I haven't used them. So what I wanted to do is just test out my theory real quick and then we'll start. And I think we're going to take out the white beads over here and you have a fun little case. So I like storage stuff, as you all know. I am into storage things. I recently went into my craft space and I was like, you know what? It's time to get rid of some storage things or use some storage things. Good morning, Chocolate City Sim. Hopefully you are doing well. You had a great rest. I, on the other hand, have had about 2 weeks of sleepless nights. And what that means is I go to sleep, but then I wake up like, did I sleep? I'm not sure if you all ever had or experienced that. It seems like I'm not resting, even though I'm getting sleep. I don't feel like I'm actually resting. Um, so I may have to start taking some melatonin again. I've always had sleep issues, and I never realized it until my aunt told me a couple of years ago, probably like 2018, 17. Yeah, it had to be 18 and 19. She was like, yeah, you've always had those types of sleeping issues. And even the big roommate is like, ever since I know you, you get up in the middle of the night and go do stuff. I think that, you know, maybe I'm going to bed too late or I'm not going to bed with a completely like emptied mind. Yeah, like I'm not, I don't know, like I go to sleep and I have stuff on my mind. Usually it's something silly that's not even important for needing or not needing rest. So let's see. We're going to put this pink one in because I think that looks like it might actually go with this color. Yeah, we're having a party. A non-enabling party is what we're having today. So we have to do a shoebox float today. And one of the moms was suggested, why don't you do Thomas? And I was like, oh crap. I was like, well, if I use the Thomas toys, I have to use his toys on the float. And she's like, oh yeah, that's true. So I asked him, I said, what do you want to do? He was like, Thomas. I said, okay, you know that if we use Thomas, we have to use your toys. He said, no, I don't want to do that. I was like, okay, what about this? He's like, okay, yeah. I said, you know, we have to use your toys. He said, no, I don't want to do that. And so I was like, well, what about this? And of course, the answer was no, I don't want to do that. All right. So roughly about 5 fell in here. Again, I think this is a better deal. This $8 one versus me buying 2 packages of these to get, you know, buy one, get one free. Because you see, this was filled to the brim and this one is not even filled up that full. So if you happen to be at Michael's, not telling anybody to go spend their money at Michael's, and you want some of these beads, this is a better deal. Unless you only buy 1 strand of whatever and you're like, oh, I'm good, I don't need that. I'm not that person, apparently, as you all know. All right. So the one thing, and so you can see on the side how it does not fill up as much as these are. So this is definitely a better deal if you buy 2 of these, which is what I do. So in my head, this is a better deal for me and my money. Oh, I don't even think she make these kind of bracelets. I'm talking to Bear Crafty actually. So I've been telling her to get them the last couple of days. See, y'all got the wrong targeted person. All right, so okay. I've been trying to get Bear Crafty to buy them, not Samara. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and this right here, what I would probably do is take out all the vowels and put them separately. So yeah, that's why I was ignoring Samara the whole time, because I wasn't trying to get her to go. I don't think she makes these, but I know that Bear Crafty does. So that was, anyway, yeah. So we're gonna put happy. We're gonna make 3 stacks, okay? So we're gonna do happy. So we're just gonna put that. We'll put it right here. A P, need a Y. See, y'all thought. We even talked about it when I went to Michael's and they didn't have any. Oh, okay. Yeah, they didn't even have that pack of beads. And it was like the nearest one is so and so. And I was like, I'm not driving way over there for that. That's crazy. So we're going to put happy, smile, and joy. Okay, so J, Y, O, and smile. All right. Now I always wonder about the M and the W. They can be interchanged, but you have to be mindful because I don't think that this. I think that's an actual W. I think we'll see if we can't find an M. Yeah, I think this is the M because the W looks a little bit wider. So that's the M. So M, S, M, L. Yeah, I mean, Very Crafty could go, but that's who I've been talking to because she's I don't know if she shared them on her YouTube page now, but she's made some really, really pretty bracelets before. And so, my enabling ways, that's what I've been saying. And I think I'm going to make this one for me. So what I'm going to do is just pull out some blues, greens. We're going to use, even though, I feel like this is a better deal, we're going to use the stuff that's already open. So we're just going to open this up. Now, if it was something else, I don't know, some paper or something, I may be talking to Samara about it. Yeah, she had made some a while back. So I had been thinking about getting and making these, but and I think I had made a few, and I was like, oh, those are really pretty. And if you don't know, Very Crafty crafts in like lots of bold, bright colors. So her style is totally different than my style, but I always get inspiration. I mean, I get inspiration from everybody, but like, oh, I could do that, just not that color. Like I can mute the color down and make it my thing, I mean, everybody can do that. Like if you only craft in yellow, then someone does something in purple, you can just change it to your colors. Everything can be done. Even steampunk can be, even though it'd be weird, it could be in light colors. I've seen people do light color steampunk and it look just fine. All right, so we got our letters here, and now we're just going to put this here. We're going to move this out the way. I'm going to put these blues here. And it even has nice container security. I probably wouldn't use this for these, I do have some totally inspired by YouTube. Some of those, what are those things? You know, they used to be at the Dollar Tree. They're toolkits, but people have made them into swaps. I have some of those that I want to put some beads and buttons in and send them out. But yeah. And I think we might have to go with a yellow color as well. And then we'll be good to go. I plan on making a few of these so we can get into this. All right. And so all you'll need for this is a little bit of patience. Not much, because hopefully you don't get too stressed out. We won't stress ourselves out about it. Some stretchy cord and then some beads, and however you want it to be. So if you want a lot of imagination going into this project, then you do whatever you need to do. And since I like to make chunky charms, these will be really good on chunky charms. So, and again, very crafty. You see, it's like a little rainbow. These are just, I mean, this pastel thing is definitely you, but I understand you're putting away other craft stuff. So I'm not into influencing today. I'll text you later on. I already have this purple card that I have gotten. I think this came from AliExpress, so either my mom's stuff or a D-stash. So those three spots. So what I do with my stretchy card is I stretch the card out just to make sure, because if you know, some carding is less, it's inferior to other carding. Like this carding is way more flimsy than this carding right here, because I got this from Hobby Lobby. And I'm going to be working on some more bead projects, so we'll see how that works out. And so we're going to do happy, and we're going to make all the words just be together. We're not going to make them any kind of separation like I've done in the past. And if you all remember these beads that we worked on a couple of months ago now, we're going to do some color matching really quickly. I think that is too bold. Well, I have to pull out some other beads real quick and see. I am semi-prepared today, which is a big surprise for me, because I was actually looking for something else today and I could not find it. And it was a bit like, really? What's going on? Why can't you find, I'm talking to myself like, I've been looking for, now added to the list, it's like 3 craft things, 3 different craft sets, supplies of stuff, and I can't find it. So, and I'm not going to go buy any more. The stuff that I'm looking for is not irreplaceable, but I don't want to replace it. Let's just do like that. So I think these will match really good. And you all know April showers, spring Mayflowers. So we're going to think about like flowery colors. All right, so there we go. We got this. Now, I like for my stretch bracelets to fit on my wrists perfectly or a little bit loose. So if you have a binder clip, I would suggest putting a binder clip right there. But since we're going to just do a repeating pattern, it won't matter, because your joy, smile, or happy can go wherever you want it to go. So let's open this up. And I think we're going to start off with a regular size bead. If you have your bead board, if you want to be a lot more with it than I am, that is fine. I am going to switch to this stretchy card that they actually included in the packaging, because I don't want to use that purple. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's how we'll know it's for me. If I can sneak in another color like I had made, I haven't melted off, but I had pulled out some purples and pinks. I think yeah, purples and like light pinks. Then we can say, oh, this is so and so and so is so and so is. But no, this is mine. So I'm again just stretching that card to make sure it's good to go. And now I'm going to start off with this bead. And it's a marbly, variegated yellow, blue, and green kind of. And so we're just going to go and do yellow. We're going to do 2 of each color. I had some coffee this morning. Yeah, they look like you're getting ready to go sit at the ocean and strum on a something. Yeah, I had a caramel frappe this morning. I woke up wanting something to quench my thirst, I guess. So now I did not create a real pattern properly, I should say. So we're going to look at this and see how it looks. So I have the two yellows right here, and then I have blue, green, blue, and then two solid greens. And I'm not really into that. But I think maybe if I cap it off with two yellows at the end, it may look okay. And then put the bead and repeat it. So let's see. So I think, yeah, this looks nice. So it's a, you know what, hold on. Thank you so much. I think, let's see. Let's see. Let's just see something. Because, you know, the wheels have started to turn yellow, green, blue. Is that teal? Is that velvet? Oh, nuts. All right. I always struggle with this part. So we got 4, I think, yeah. Um, the first couple of beads. And then once I get it going, it's going, right? Yeah. So yeah, I stopped by McDonald's today and I was like, and I was on the phone with the big roommate, right? So he always tells me, babe, you didn't say this or you didn't say that when I order whatever it is that I'm ordering. So we're gonna repeat that and see how it looks. Okay, yellow, green, that green, green, blue, teal. All right. And so I go to the drive-through and I know that I wanted a caramel frappe. Now I don't eat beef or pork, and they don't really have a good menu for people that don't eat beef or pork at McDonald's for breakfast. I think that looks okay. Yeah, I like that. It doesn't have to be so precise either. We're gonna do this 3 times and then we're gonna put the word on and we're gonna do it 4 times. So I said I want a caramel frappe, no whipped cream. And I said, can I have a McGriddle, a chicken, egg, and cheese McGriddle meal? She said, we don't do chicken. I said, excuse me? I've gotten it before in the past, but I didn't tell her that. I'm telling y'all that. I was like, she's like, oh wait. I said, okay. And so then she says, okay. And I said, I want the meal. She said, well, I already gave you the McGriddle. I already gave you the frappe for the thing, for the drink. I said, okay. She said, just come around to the window. So I go to the window. She said, so what did you want now? I'm like, is it that hard? Is it really that hard? So she fixed the order, and I'm like, I don't think this is right. And I was like, I want the meal. And she's like, oh, okay. So she fixes it. I get the food, and I check the bag because, you know, the McDonald's right by my house is crazy. They either get your order wrong or they get your order wrong, right? So so we need to put this in order because this is going to, so it's green, no, teal, blue, green. Okay, so teal, blue, green, teal. Here I'm saying it don't have to be in order, but I want it to be in order. Teal, blue, green. You know, I like orders sometimes. And she said, she said, it's the meal. I said, well, can I get some ketchup? And I don't know about y'all, wherever you're from, but I like ketchup on my French fries. So I like ketchup on my hash browns. I usually like ketchup on all of the potato-y things besides like, mashed potatoes or potatoes au gratin or whatever. But still, it's like this. Whenever my husband goes, he always has to go inside. He has to go inside anyway. But they always mess up the order and then he gets mad at me. I'm like, why are you mad at me? Every time I go to order, it takes forever. So this is small. And even though I like it, we may have to revisit this. Yeah, let's revisit this real quick. All right. Okay. I was not giving them I didn't. Well, apparently these days, that's what I live for. I live to make everybody else's life miserable. So that was the goal, to make them upset with me. I always worry about that though, because people do mean stuff to your food. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to throw caution to the wind, and we're just going to pick those colors that I said though. I still want those colors, but it was looking too small, and I need to get this. Need to get a move on, little doggy. Okay, it's not just me, because I'm like, can I get some ketchup? And she's looking at me like, you want ketchup? And even though I was coming home to eat the food, if I pay for the food there, I want you to give me the condiments that I need from you. Okay. Don't pretend like you own the ketchup. It's not gonna come out your pay like that. But you never know. It could be some type of situation. And that's what I was telling my husband. I was like, I do not like going to McDonald's for breakfast. But I didn't want to go to Chick-fil-A. I really just want the caramel frappe, but I didn't want that sitting on my stomach by itself. So I went. Now these beads feel totally different. They're a little bit harder than these little soft beads from McDonald's from Michaels. So yeah, keep that in mind. Yeah. So I was just like, okay, whatever. Like he does not like going to get orders. But the big roommate is like, can you pick me up something from, wherever I'm going? I'm like, okay, yeah, which one? I want a quarter pounder with cheese, the number 653 with no this or that. I'm like, really? Really? Like he has a special order for every spot we go to. And I'm like, really? Yeah, I think we're going to go with the original situation. So it's three. There we go. And then we're just going to swap it out. So I'm like, okay. And if the order's wrong, he said, you didn't check it? No. Like one time I was taking the little roommate to school. He was like, and he called me, he said, can you pick me up something from Whataburger? I was like, okay. I don't like Whataburger at all. And I think that's like a Texas restaurant. When I was growing up, it used to be a lot better because they used to actually hand patty them, or it looked like they hand patted them. And now things are not hand patted anymore. So, all right. So now we need teal. I feel like green and teal look alike. So we I had looked up this meal thing yesterday, like meal prep meals for the week or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Like today I wanna put some wings in a crock pot and let them kind of simmer a little bit. I've been talking about this for forever. So I probably told this to you, Berry Crafty in Chocolate City. I want to put it in a crock pot and like let it cook in the barbecue sauce, and then just get some corn on the cob and probably some baked beans, because the little roommate likes baked beans. So I think that's good. Yeah. So this is the for real pattern. We're not changing it. All we're doing is changing which beads go first. Yeah, I think if I would have chose earrings, the earring making would have been a lot better than this. Because this is boring and repetitive, and I keep messing up the rotation. That's okay. We'll do something a little bit more happy with the other ones. Teal. The teal is the one that's throwing me off, I think. Maybe I should start wearing my glasses to craft. Nah, these glasses for crafting. Not this one yet. Although, sometimes I'm like, I need to put on my glasses. All right. Whenever you do your stretchy beads, it definitely depends on how wide or big your wrist is. So we roughly have one half done already, which is good. It's going to work out great because now we're going to put Joy here. And I want Joy to have these hearts on it. Makes me think of The Simpsons when the little boy, they're like, what's his name? Chief Wiggum's son, Ralph, when he's singing. I don't know. If y'all watch The Simpsons, you probably know what I'm talking about. I'm a real boy. He says crazy stuff like that. And he eats like yellow snow and stuff. Ralphie's a special kid. I haven't watched The Simpsons in a long, long time, though. All right. So we got our joy and the heart. It's important to line up, and these yellow beads look weird, so I'm going to take them out. But it's important to line up your letters properly. Because I put the letter in backwards one time, and it just didn't line up properly. So we're going to take these off because that looks not good, to me at least. All right. Now watch I put it in backwards. Thank you so much. I want to talk to y'all about the book we made last week. I want to put Sharon, if you remember, we had colored her up on the front of the cover. Um, she's too small to fit, so we'll have to make a smaller book, like a 5x7 book, to make her fit, make it work, make it look right. Yeah, I haven't watched it in a few years either. All right, so there we go. Joy, turn it over. All right, so we got the letters on properly, and now we're just going to repeat this section on the other side, and that one bracelet will be done. You know, a lot of times when you think about bracelets and stretchy bracelets in general, a lot of times you think, oh, those are very easy to do, blah, 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 blah. But when you're planning out a bracelet that's not stretchy, if you're going to put on wire, you usually use your bead board to plan it out first. And so you can just take your beading wire and kind of string it along. This, on the other hand, because I didn't plan it out as good as it could have been planned out, is a little bit more tedious and time consuming. And I'm okay with that, especially since we're all hanging out and having a good time. But I plan on getting three of these bracelets knocked out before we say bye to each other. That's for sure. And then I have to figure out this float situation. You know, the big roommate is correct because I had told him that I'm glad next year he'll be in. He'll be in first grade, and so he won't have to worry about doing the school little singing program. And the big room's like, it'll be something new next year. And I was like, you're absolutely freaking right. It's gonna be something new. It's always something new, right? All right, this one looks like they got tired of cutting, but we're gonna leave it on there. I was looking up some of these because when you think about it, this is really not a lot because we're using 3 or 4 different colors, but we're using 3 of one, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they were like hand cut. I was like, hand cut? Who is crazy enough to do that? You don't have a slicer to just go ahead and slice it down? But if they're all hand cut, then that's why they're off like that. Because they're polymer clay beads with a little hole in the middle that they've cut. So you do 2 more and then it'll be done. Now, whenever I start to get close to the edge of it, I'm like, okay, how are we gonna make this work? Because we do want joy. We got it the wrong way. So we should have enough. And then we can just come from this end. If we need to add more, we can just add on both sides at the end of it and it'll look normal or okay, I guess. All right. So how was your weekend? Hopefully well. What did y'all all do? I went to Michael's looking for these bead things and couldn't find them. That's what I did. Took the little roommate to birthday party. He got sick, hit his mouth, started bleeding. We came home. Tooth came out the next day. So he wants to write a letter. He wants to write 2 letters to the tooth fairy. And I'm like, the tooth fairy don't give stuff out to people that don't brush their teeth like they should. He was like, I do brush my teeth, mommy. And then his dad was like, well, what are you going to do? He said, you don't have $1 to give him? I said, I think the rates of the tooth fairy have went up since the last time you lost teeth. I don't think it's $1. I said, I think it's like $5. He said, we ain't giving that boy no $5. I was like, well, there you go. Yeah, he had fun, but I think he was just they were in the bounce house and he was just bouncing. I think they bumped heads or bumped something. And he was like, mommy, I had an accident. And his mouth was bleeding. So I took him to the restroom to rinse his mouth out. And, I'll see what the dentist tells me. He'll be like, because he had a fracture on the front anyway, because he fell before. And I'm like, oh, great. And I keep telling my son, I say, you only get 1 set of teeth. We need to do 1 more round. And when we finish that one, we won't put a bead at the end. So it'll just match up. So you only get 1 set of teeth, son. You need to, take better care of them. He's like, I do brush my teeth. I do this and I do that. It's okay. Well, we'll see about tooth fairy. But, I mean, $2 is kind of cheap too. But he don't know what money is because he thinks we're rich. He was like, you should go to GameStop. Now, hear this story. He's like, you should go to GameStop and buy a Nintendo Switch to make us float. I said, I'm not going to no GameStop. Switches cost $300, right? $299 plus tax on a good day. So I'm like, I'm not buying no Switch. He said, no, not the Switch. You could go to GameStop. I said, I'm not going to GameStop. I didn't even let him finish. I'm like, I'm not going to GameStop to buy no toys to put on the float. Oh, so we're going to use some of your toys at the house already. He's like, I don't want to do that. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you then. Needless to say, that's why I wanted to kind of just go through some of his stuff, his donation toys, and see if we could find something. All right. So I think we probably need... Oh, that sucks. Well, don't renew it. Just send me an email and we'll talk, okay? So I'm going to do 1 more row. 1 more row. Well, what I was thinking, I saw this thing online. I was thinking that I could just, I have some fabric softener boxes, and I was thinking that I could use those boxes and print off like a high-rise printable and glue it on the box and stick them up and have it like Spider-Man, because he's in a Spider-Man right now. He's into Marvel, so I could just do a whole bunch of random superheroes, like at a real parade, and I think it would be good. But I still have to I still have to take his superheroes and put them uh in the float, and he don't want to use his toys. So I was like, well, I'll run to the thrift store and grab a random bag of toys that has a lot of superheroes in there. But I was like, no, we're gonna use some of these toys that he don't play with. So I was telling my husband about it, and he was like, he don't even play with all of those toys. I said, in his head he does, because he can account for all the toys. Like if I take something, he's like, Mom, where is Toby? I'm like, I don't know. He said, Toby, this, you know, if you're not familiar with Thomas the Train, they have different types of trains, even though they have the same name and stuff like that. And he's like, no, not this Toby, the Toby, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I don't know. I threw some of them. Some of them had broke, like, and I couldn't. I had bought the toys in the mindset that I was going to get money back once he was older, you know, resale value, and they would go up because he has a lot of vintagey. He'll have vintagey trains once he gets older, and some of his trains I have purchased from unknowing people that was trying to get rid of some trains. So yeah, this is great. That is great. So now we're going to just slide this down some, and I'm going to pull this a little bit so we can probably get two bracelets out of this, right? So now what we're going to do is put a yellow cap right here. And I'm going to stretch this. Exactly, exactly, exactly. Because I'm like, son, really? So McDonald's and the Happy Meals, they have random toys. And I was like, we can use your Mario stuff. He was like, no, because I don't have Bowser, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, son. Okay. But like, I have some empty glues and stuff. I think I may have some I can transfer some, and I can make like not smokestacks. What are those things called? Cystines? The water towers and stuff like that. I have plenty of stuff that I can make him whatever it is that he needs for his situation. I'm gonna do one more knot. I don't think I did four. We'll do four. We'll do two more just for good measure. So it'll be five. Okay. And now what I'm going to do, some people leave these like this, and if that's what you like to do, that's fine. I like to tuck mine in. That's why I always like to end with a larger bead. But I'm just going to put some glue on it. If you have real crafty beading glue, jewelry making glue, I recommend using that. So I'm just going to pull this. I'm going to the bad part about that statement, Liz, is that a lot of the paper pads that we like to use look like, we know who or what it is, especially if you have like kits and collections and stuff like that. So that's the only thing, like we'll look at something like, oh, that's so and so. So yeah, he's into that. He's crazy like mom, I guess. But don't tell his dad I told you that. All right, so here we go. And here's our first bead, our first bracelet, Joy. I do love the color combination. So this time I'm going to, I think I'm going to put a red one in. Let's see. Because it may look good. It's like a corally. We'll see. All right, let's move on. So now we got smile and happy. I think we're going to do happy next. So happy should be a little bit brighter. Still the same color combination. I'm going to do two beads this time. And when you add larger beads to your whole entire bead setup, it adds more bulk to it, so you got to be mindful of that. So this takes up this, so we won't do 3, we'll do 2. Excuse the noise, my neighbors are manicuring their lawn right now. So we're gonna do 2. Anybody been to Tuesday morning within the last week or so? I went last week. Those look exactly alike. I didn't buy anything. I really wanted to wash my hands, but the bathroom was broken. So I was like, okay. They have some really pretty gardening things there to put in your garden if you are into that. And we're not going to put the yellow in here. We're going to put, I was thinking more of like this coral red color, but I don't, that's blue. I don't think that's going to fit. So we're going to go with white. 2 beads. And repeat. Yep. You know what? That is a true statement in, I think anyone that has like more than 2 or 3 or something, you can always identify what it is. Because I've, watched crafty people when they do their jewelry and it's like, this is, I had 2 pieces left over from this kit from June 2020. I'm like, what are you, a freak of nature or something? How do you remember that? But they do. And I love it. I'm like, oh, that was such a pretty kit. And then, of course, I want to go look at it and see about the kit. But I just keep on trucking. I don't buy it. Because I'm not going to Michael's. That's what Samara said. I'm not going to Michael's. What do y'all think? Y'all like this setup? Or are the big beads too much? Let me know before we move forward. And does it look okay with this one? Thank you. That's how I think it look. I was gonna say I think it looks pretty good. I was like, oh, we're gonna make some earrings to go with this. That would be really cute. Although I rarely wear earrings nowadays, I'm still gonna make me a pair. Did I miss? No. These two look so much alike. These colors, like they look a lot different on camera than they actually are. They look really good separated on camera, but they look a lot alike in person on this beading situation. So, we got the first one knocked out. Now we just can zip along and move forward. I do want to discuss a few things though. Okay, ma'am. I want to do, we talked about the card thing, and I think I need to go ahead and post it in the Facebook group. But I don't want anyone to feel obligated. So I'm thinking, we're going to start, the official start date will be April 15th till December 15th. Or maybe, yeah, or maybe April 15th to April 15th of next year. And I'm thinking we need to set a number. So I would like for your input on how many cards you think we should make by then. And if you make a lot of cards, do you plan on donating them and to where? So, a lot of us have a lot of card making material and we make the cards and we just keep them, or we say we haven't made enough cards. And so a couple of weeks ago, I had said, well, maybe we should do a challenge where we make X amount of cards for one full year, and then we just post our numbers. You don't have to post your pictures. You don't have to post what you've done. Like I made 5 birthday cards. You just say, the goal is this amount of cards, and I've did 20. So like say if we say we're gonna make, for example, 365 cards, because you could technically make a card a day, right? And you go and you make your cards and you say, okay, I made 20 cards. And you just subtract 20 from 365 and you just post your numbers in the Facebook like that. And you move on from there. I want to make some cards. And we had discussed it about the Cubs, I think it's called, from Berry. I want to say the glue company, Berry. What is the glue? Berry. I don't know what the glue company is, but the Berry Glue Company. I think they have a thing. We're going to go ahead and put happy in here. Um, But if you have 300, whatever number we decide, X amount of cards for a year, you'll give yourself a challenge. So when you're not feeling crafty, you have your own personal goal that you set and you try to reach that goal in a year. No one's going, it's the honor system, of course. No one's going to come and smite you because you didn't make your goal, but you could. And that way you can get rid of some of your paper and all this stuff. I had did it a while back with some other people, and I did pretty good with it. All right. So we got happy, and we just need a few more. That one really, like I said, it goes fast. We probably could have made a little bit more even, but at the end you won't be able to tell it because you're going to make this the focal point. So everything else will be, everywhere else. All right. So beads. So yeah, I talked about it. I want to say three lives ago. I think it was whichever live you had to leave and get ready for work and you missed the end of it. We had discussed it, like how many cards, because a lot of people like we have all these cards, or I'm not making enough, I'm not crafting enough. What can I do to try and continuously do something without being in a collaboration or a swap? And you can always cut paper, which is my always go to. You can do personal swaps. And you can always make the cards to donate. You can pick, you can say, okay, I'm going to make some Father's Day cards or some Mother's Day cards or whatever you make Christmas, and I'm going to donate them to the local, fill in the blank. Women's shelter, men's shelter, nursing home. I don't know, do they still call them nursing home, elderly, assisted living locations, things like that, to just get rid of some of your stuff. Yeah, I had said I want to start making more cards of the same one because I usually just make one card. I'm like, oh, that wasn't good. Only made one card. All right, so you see how happy is? We'll fix the upside downness. And even though it's happy like this, when we finish it, it won't matter. Even though I like to um, try to put the even amount on each side, it won't matter because we can adjust the wording on there. So we got one. We'll do one more round. Yeah, one more round. Yeah, so, and it's just for yourself, not anyone else. But sometimes, when you're doing collaborations or whatever, you can be like, hey, would you like to swap a set of cards? And the cards could be one Valentine's Day, one Mother's Day, one Easter, one set Easter, one set of Mother's Day, one set of Father's Day, one set of I don't know, graduation, Christmas, whatever you decide. Two just because, two birthdays, whatever, Christmas. And in 6 months, we'll send out our X amount of cards to each other. Because that could always be something that you do as well. 1, 2, 3. Now we just need the white one. Okay. Let's see. Yep, that fits nicely. semi-loose. I'll pull it a little bit. I did this before and let go and all the beads went everywhere. I was like, well, I'm done for the day. Done for the entire day with that one. I'm just going to pull it a little bit, kind of get it nice and taut. So Friday, the little roommate is out of school. Okay. And we'll try to do a live stream on Friday, but I don't know yet. And it definitely depends on what. I have some things I want to sneak and do some things for and with him. So if I can, without him knowing is what I mean by sneak. I don't like to waste as much material. I know it's plastic and we can make a lot. We can get a lot, but I feel like I should have cut it shorter. Same with that one. Because if you're crafting on a budget, that matters. I'll use this glue again. I was giving Barry Crafty a hard time about swaps. I still haven't finished a few of my swaps that I need to get out. I'm getting those things out. I have half done projects, half this, half that. I'm like, I'm tired of seeing this stuff. I want it to be done and over with. And I do have a lot of plans for, hi Debbie, hopefully you're doing well today. Just going to pat that down some. And run it through. It's a little bit sticky, that's okay. All right. Just making some stretchy beads, some stretchy bracelets for myself for a change. I'm doing something for me today. Because normally my for me is shopping, but today we're going to be working on this. I may actually have to clip these tails off a little bit. Okay. All right. So we got joy, happy, and they fit nicely. Sometimes what I will do is like this. I don't like super snug anything on my body because I just don't enjoy it. So this joy one has to be closer to my hand because it's a little bit less loose than the happy one. And so when I make smile, I'll have to make it a little bit more looser to go down my wrist. If you have weight fluctuation, water retention, when you do put these on, just keep that in mind. So if your wrist has, gets large or small, you may want to make these a little bit looser than tight. And now our last one. I think what we're going to do is use a different color bead. Just look. Yeah. Oh, I pulled it out already. Right. So you remember I told you about the quarter fabric? I think they're fat quarters, but I can't remember if they're fat quarters or just fabric squares. I went to another Michael's to see if they had different colors, and they weren't on sale at all. At all. I'm like, come on. Come on, guys. Let's get it together. But they weren't on sale. So here we go. Stretching out our cord a little bit. So we're going to use this one. I think these beads are so pretty. These came from Hobby Lobby. Just trying to see a tie-in. So I think I'm gonna go white. No, I'm gonna do this color, this light blue bead. Of course, the sorter, if you have a sorter that lives in your head, like I do, just be mindful of that, because I'm looking at these beads and I'm like, oh, we could have just spent a day doing some ASMR sorting. But no, that wouldn't have went over well for me afterwards. I would have been like, oh, I'm tired. So I'm doing 3. Yeah, no, we're not gonna do this. We're gonna do 3 white blue, bead blue, and repeat. So we got 3. Then we're gonna make a few pair of earrings, maybe 2. Let's see. So whenever I make my bracelets, like the stacking bracelets, I always try to make a piece inside of the stacking bracelet to be a transitional piece. And what I mean by transitional pieces, you see how we have this white piece. Yeah, I like sorting them out. Like I would definitely sort the vowels from the consonants and stuff. But sometimes I try to let it go. So you see we have this white and this would tie in. So if I would have put the yellow in here as well, and the bead would work, the bracelet we're working on now, it probably would have been a little bit better. But I feel like the yellow bead will help with the transition. And then so we have the blue and then we have this blue. So that's going to tie it all in together. I like that. Got white. This color bead. I have found that if you are more into, for me, um, the way I've been trying to craft more recently is just putting up everything as I go. You know, once I finish something, put it up. It helps out, but also it's not good for my memory, because I'm like, I just had this out and now I can't find it. So I'm not a big out of sight, out of mind person. It just kind of bugs me that I can't find certain things when I know I had it. So I always just try to work on trying to figure out what and how would be a good storage cleanup process. And sometimes I'm like, you should get rid of one of your crafts or 2 of your crafts or 3 of your crafts. But then I'm like, well, I'm thinking like, what would I keep? Because I like stamping and coloring over everything. But then I'm like, no, I would like to make jewelry, because the jewelry connects me to my mom. Um, so it's a crazy setup that I go back and forth with. When I'm like, okay, I can get rid of something. And then, I've incorporated another one in. Yeah, see, that's another thing. And especially if you like to share with people what you've made, because, a lot of people are like, well, where'd you get that from? What is that? And you share with them. And if you put all your stuff up, that's not the right color. Then you got to pull all the junk back out and put it up. I remember I was in a collab. I can't think of her name. Is it? No, it's not that. Um, she showed us all the stuff she used, and I was like, wow, she used a whole bunch of stuff. And the card that she made was so amazing. I'm like, Well, she did pull out half her craft supply, her stash. Well, listen. Go ahead. I feel like when I'm cleaning up my, not craft, but just in general, if I don't have a good, clear plan, I don't end up sitting on the floor like, what have I done? I have way too much junk. Like, I want to, and it's going to happen. I'm just going to put that out there in the atmosphere. I plan on getting rid of like half of my clothing wardrobe. So I start to do it. I'm like, do I want to keep this? Am I going to keep that? Am I going to keep this? Am I going to keep that? I'm like, no, you haven't worn it in X amount of time. And I'm always like, well, what if it could happen? It really couldn't. Because I'm like, if I haven't worn it this long, I probably won't wear it. So these S can be a little bit on the tricky side. So just keep that in mind. So S, M, hopefully not W, I. The M's look a little bit more softer. The top and bottom look a little bit more. Yeah, I've thrown away, well, donated a lot of things um, to the church, and I have a few more bags. I have a lot of bags to give. Take them. I just haven't felt like driving on the other side to the other side of town, and they have a free flea market, not a free market. They have a free yard sale. Like, you just show up to the church. I don't know if you got to get a coupon or something, and it's free. And you walk around and you shop, and I think that's really cool for the community. And I don't feel any kind of way of getting rid of those things because I know that it's going to a good cause. Unlike when I don't, stop and drop stuff off to other places, I feel angry about some of the things. So I try not to think about it, because at the end, once you decided to release your ownership of the item, it's no longer yours and you don't have to worry about it. But I'm like, oh, I don't like their practices and things like that. So I have very mixed emotions about donating it. Yeah, I like paper. I like to look more at the paper than destroy it, like cutting it up. So that's why you hardly ever see me use graphic 45. I don't. I wouldn't have never been introduced to graphic 45 if it wasn't for Tuesday morning in YouTube. So I have some graphic 45 paper that over the years I went back. Let's just use it up because you're harding the paper, and then I'm like, I want to hard this paper. And the other times, like, oh, I want to use it, but then I don't want to use it. So I end up just going back and forth with the graphic 45 so much. I'm going to put that little baby one to the side. Then I'll use it. Some of the graphic 45 paper, I don't really care too much for how it looks. So I'll be like, I'm using this paper. It's just, and I'll use it. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to use it. So I'm always like torn with that. My most favorite craft is probably stamping and coloring, or just coloring in general. Then probably beading. I like jewelry making a lot. I just don't do it as much because I always feel like the stuff I create is just kind of not like, oh, this is going to be in the next year's summer collection, blah, 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 so to speak. All right, so let's see. Still too small. 3. Yeah, I enjoy it so much. It's not, I don't think I'm like great at it. I just enjoy doing it. So, the more you do it, as long as you're happy crafting or doing whatever makes you happy, as long as you're not hurting other people and it's not something morally wrong or whatever. Like, coloring never hurt anyone. Never. I think both of you are great at it. You just haven't tapped into your potential. You have untapped potential of coloring. I bought some crayons the other day. I'm like, we're going to do this. I'm going to try this out. And then I saw this coloring book. And I was like, this would be a really good coloring book to try to color. So it was a coloring book with dogs. And, you know, dogs have all different kind of colors. And I was like, I don't want to buy this book, though. I didn't buy it. I think I messed up the pattern. That's okay. It'll look like it's supposed to be like that. So what are your plans for the rest of the week? Me? I have no real plans. Go to sleep on time tonight. I've been sleepy for the last 2 days. And you think, as an adult, I'd make adult decisions and go to bed early. No, I stayed up to midnight last night like a crazy woman. If not midnight, close to midnight. I was like, what? Yeah, it was midnight. What are you doing? Why aren't you in the bed? Like, I used to go to bed at like 8 o'clock. And the big roommate was like, I called you, but I know you were asleep. I was like, yeah, it was past my bedtime. And then I was waking up at the butt crack of dawn, like 3, 4 in the morning. So I was like, I need to stop doing it. I want to start waking up around 5. So I was trying to, stand up a little bit later. But I feel exhausted. And I did a lot of walking yesterday. Been trying to not stay home so much. And also not spend a lot of money. Oh, that's hard. Sometimes it's real hard to do. All right, so what I'm going to do, I think this is the end of this bracelet. Let's see. Yes. We can do two more. Two more. So we're going to put this white bead here. I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. One bead. I said a few more. Yeah, Barry Crafty is really good at coloring too. I'm not sure if she's still here or not, but she's a very good colorist. And you know who else is a very good colorist? Heather. She's a good colorist too. And so is Wonder and Dreamer 555. Like I was watching them do something and they colored in, they just did a line. I was like, oh, that's how you do that? Okay. I'm gonna have to try it. But Heather, she I haven't got a chance to watch our cards from this month yet. But last month she did some, who are those people? Very expensive stamp set. Is it Lawn Fawn? Lawn Fawn are the other one that has a little small cutesy stamp and die sets. I can't remember which one it is. If she's still here, she'll maybe say it. And she colored. I was like, oh, that's pretty. People that color with Copic markers, they tend to know what they're doing, in my opinion. I'm not saying that Copic markers, you can have a different set of markers and do whatever you want to as well. Oh, I missed the thing. Shoot. Yeah, I missed one. Yeah, Lawn Fawn Penguins. Yeah, she colored it up and she just did. I was like, I don't like her. Not because I really didn't like her. I was just like, how did she do that? And even when I watch like people, professional colorists, like Copic technicians, I guess that's what they're called, and they put the numbers and they're like, I blended this. I'm like, why? Why would you do that? It looks so complicated. Myself, I'm like, I just want the markers. I want enough markers to do all this without blending. Maybe that's the quest I'm on. I'm on a marker quest. All right, let's see. Yeah. I was like, ugh. I'm always like, how did, whoever. I watched something one day and I was like, there's no way they did this with that. And sure enough, it was no way they had did it. But that was the ruse that they was like, oh yeah, I got this from the Dollar Tree. I was like, the Dollar Tree don't, in my head, I'm like, the Dollar Tree don't sell stuff like that. Tell that to someone else that's gonna believe it. And you know, enough times when you ask somebody, it's like, oh no, I had this in my stash. Because you know, they have those videos that say, I'm just going to yank it a little bit, pull it some. They say stuff like, so see, it's loose, really good, because I want it to be like right here. So that's good. If you want your bracelets to be looser, you add more, you know, junk to them. All right, so let's see if we can't save some of this. All right, and you see how we created it. And now if it goes well, you'll never know where it starts and stops. That is why I like to do oddball, but still patterns. You'll never notice it until you tell somebody, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and glue this. Right here. It's snowing. Oh, you live in Alaska, though. I mean, isn't that normal? I just think of Alaska as always having snow, like all the time. Not snowing all the time, but just snow all the time. Am I wrong for thinking that? Probably so. That's uh, the dumb Texan in me, I guess. You know, this is gonna sound crazy. Is it Alaska, Canada? No, Alaska. You know, on PBS they have this show called Molly of Denali. I think they're Native American. I think, and I hope that's the right word, or is it indigenous people? I'm not sure, but they always show them. And I remember when I was a little girl. Well, no, I worked at Blockbuster, so I was still a teenager, a little girl, right? And I what did before? I don't remember, but they had Balto. I'm quite sure you know who Balto is. See, yeah. Um, and I love that. And the goose was like, I was so nervous. I had people bumps. Because you know we say goosebumps. I was like, that's so cute. All right, so you see how these letters, I want to act a little bit on the shady McShade side. So you have to be mindful of that. So here we go. We've made our 3. These are plain and simple, not too elaborate or anything like that. I tend not to wear flashy jewelry unless I'm like going to a party or something. And since the big roommate where he works at, the party will be in another state, I don't have to worry about being fancy. And you know, I'm unemployed. Unless y'all want me to dress up with you, I can wear my jewels, darling. See, jewels. Joy, happy, and smile. Let's make some earrings. Let's make it happen. So you're gonna need some findings. I want to know how you all store your stuff. How do you store your things? That happy may have to be redone. It's a bit tight, even for my liking. All right, so I'm gonna just pull out some of my findings. I need a better way to store these things, so I'm always open for suggestions. I'm gonna make them silver because why not? Oh, I went to grab my stuff out of the daggone container because you know I keep these on a clip, and it all had fallen out. I was like, really? Is that a good sign? Thank you so much. I said, is that a good sign or a bad sign? Because you know, I always say if we're stamping and we stamp something, that's a good sign. It's going to be a great stamping experience. But I don't know about the other, like. All right, so why would you put the lid on? I don't know. I don't know. All right, so we're going to put our colors in here. And I think we'll make 2 or 3 pair earrings real quick. Now, the jewelry spot, she's in a jewelry making collab that I'm in. She makes beautiful, beautiful hoop earrings. And she's been doing some tutorials, live stream tutorials. And she uses a lot of these. So she's been influencing me too, unfortunately. I got to stop being so easily influenced. You all think that I influence you, but I have people that influence me too. Right? So we're going to use eye pins instead of just plain head pins. They look just simple. I don't want to say I got these from Hobby Lobby. So even though we buy stuff from Hobby Lobby, some of it's still not the greatest. So you got to keep that in mind. Like these eyes are open, and I prefer to have them closed because I like to do a little bit of pushing and manipulating on them. So we will make 2 or 3 pair of earrings, just so you know. I'm going to use my bead looper, and I'm going to use the 1.5 because I like that it secures and makes it super close versus loose. And we're going to use, I'm going to do the blue and yellow beads first so you see. That's another reason, because this is a wider hole. I don't know the dimensions of things like that. I am not that good when it comes to knowing all of those things. And I am okay with not knowing them. I don't profess to be like a great jewelry maker person. I make jewelry because, like I said earlier, it ties me to my mom, just helps me just, think about happier times with her. And also I enjoy doing it. Believe it or not, jewelry making is very soothing to me. So um, it can also be very frustrating, but I enjoy it a lot. So we're going to do 3 of these. Now, since these are hand cut beads, they may not all look the same. Yeah, it's okay. We're not perfect. God made us perfect in his eye, not ours. So whatever you like, it's good to go. So Heather, do you have like a real spring, summer? Like, I don't know. I just always think of snow on the ground all the time. Snow in Alaska. I can't never see it like defrosting. But I could be wrong. And if I am, please let me know. Yeah, I know. We have to set up like a chat and craft thing, hangout. I think sometimes that's how paper crafting is with me. Breakup season. Oh, what's that? What's a breakup season? No, I'll Google it. You don't have to tell me. I'm gonna educate myself on that one. All right, so we're gonna just do another color right here, this little teal piece. And then white and the bead. I'm gonna use these. Ew. Sound like I wouldn't like that. The reason why I'm putting this bead with no hole on the end of it on here is because I want to pay attention. But the reason why I'm putting these on here because now we can tie if you make your jewelry, however you make it, but say you only want to wear one of those bracelets. Now they both have all the colors in them that you've used, and you can just pull one except for the yellow. But it has this color. So you say, oh, that yellow and pink look really nice. That's your thing. All right, so here we go. I love this thing right here. Like this, I would tell any craft jewelry maker. This is worth every penny with a coupon. Every penny. It's a very expensive tool. I paid when I went to pick it up was $30, $20 or something like that. And so I used a 50% off coupon. I would not buy it regular price unless all I did was make jewelry and sell it. If I was a jewelry making person, I would, and that's all I did. I'd probably have 2 of these because I feel like you should have 2 quote unquote essential hand tools. I'm not talking about like big machines, but if you are, say for example, you sell die cuts, you probably want to have 2 die cutting machines, maybe electronic one and a hand crank, just in case one breaks on you or goes down. But that's just my opinion on how I would run my craft business if I was actually doing that. Of course, don't go out and buy it when you're just starting out. You wait till you make some money and then you invest in it. Um, I just feel like that would be a very wise decision to do versus not. So I just, you see, I didn't have to worry about it at all. But with these things costing so much money, I would definitely want, uh, What does it do? It I'll show you 1 second. It I'm just curving this in some. So it's a bead looper, and it create and trim eye pins in one motion. Form and trims wire between 24 and 18 gauge, and you can create your own eye pins, and it does these two things. So you put this in and you create an eye pin, right? Or you put it in here, so you run it through and it creates a closure for it. Or you can make your own eye pins. I suck at that part, but I'll show you really quickly how that works as well. This is a crap one, so it won't matter. But you put this right, let's see if I can remember how to do this. You just look at the thing. So you put this right here, you see how it is, and you close, and you squeeze, and now you have an eye pin. If you can pull it off without having issues. So you have an eye pin now. And they have 3 sizes. They have a 1.5, I think 2.5, and a 3.0. I have the 3.0. And I bought this one first, and I was devastated. I was like, what did I just do? I just wasted a whole bunch of money. Because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. Because you know they say reading is fundamental, but a lot of craft companies tend to just make pictures versus an actual tutorial. Like they have a picture here. They tell you this is what you need to do, blah, 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 blah. I like to read and see pictures. So, and I'm left-handed, so it's going to be a little bit complicated to see. Of course, you know I'm left-handed. But anyway, so you slide this through, and you see you press this, and it's a little bit on the crooked side, but that's okay. And you have a larger eye pin. You don't want, oh, come on. Yeah. This is the same thing that you see happening now is what happened to me when I first got it. I was like, that was dumb. You should never purchase this, blah, blah, blah. And then I watched the Jewelry Spot. She said, oh, yeah, I want one of these tools, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, wait, I have one of those. And I went online and looked it up, and they have different sizes. So I went and got a better size. So then on this one, the same thing should happen. It's just going to be a larger hole. So this is much better. So if you want to make like those connecting pieces with like one bead and connect, you can definitely use that. I don't know if I would want to waste so much while you're doing it like that or using it the old-fashioned way. But they're not cheap. So use a coupon at Joann Fabrics. If you can find one for 60% off, use that one then. Or if you like to just, spend money on stuff like that, do whatever you want with your money is the saying for today. Tomorrow may be, hey, go to Michael's and buy stuff. But today is your money. All right, so we're going to put this to the side. And we have our 2 jumps. We're going to go ahead and make the 3 sets. We're going to do 2 sets. 2 sets of earrings. All right. So you have this. 2 eye pins again, because I like to work with the eye pins. And now we're going to just make these plain. I'm going to do 3 green. Or 3 of all 3 different colors, because I didn't grab the right one. I'm going to put another ball right here. And we're going to repeat 3. 1, 2. That's why those greens look exactly alike. But it's teal. It's just apparently the same dang color. So we got our 3, our 2 right there. Then we're going to repeat that process. I ordered something, a craft thing, and normally I would have gotten it by now, and I haven't gotten it yet. And it's annoying because once you get nice to doing something, yeah, it's a very great tool. A very great tool. I love it. Like it takes away some of the frustration that I had from jewelry crafting because I can never make like a good eye pin to make the chunky charms that I enjoy making. I was just very frustrated with that, so I would get upset. I think I'm gonna cap it off with another bead. No, I'm not. I don't like that. All right. So then, you can do it the old fashioned way. I don't want to do it today because I don't really want to be stressed out. But um, here we go. And I like the 1.5 because it's small and it makes small ones. So you don't have to worry about it. And there you go. You do have to do a little bit of adjusting with your tools, but it's not as much as if you have to make the 90-degree angle, clip, cut, turn, all the other stuff. I think sometimes when we see craft tools, if the company doesn't give you like a good way to do it, you may feel like you've purchased things and it doesn't work. But thankfully they have people that love to do tutorials on new products, and I like watching those people share their knowledge. I'm not a very good new product trusting person from the craft companies because sometimes I'm like, you fooled me last time. I will not be buying that this time. All right, two more out. And now with the jump rings, just going to twist. Some of them are made, the wire seems extra sturdy, and then some of them are not. I used to pull mine apart. Don't pull it, just twist it. The reason why you don't pull it apart is because sometimes you can mess up the shape of it. And so now we need 4 ear wires. I did look into buying some different types of earring pieces besides these and the flat ones, and I wasn't really sold on any of them. So I have a lot of these, so I'll be using these for a minute. So I'm just going to do my jump ring, ear wire, or fish hook. I think it's ear wire. I'm not sure. And I want to be mindful of which one I put at the top. So I'm going to put the blue and yellow at the top. I'm going to find the right tool. Okay. My hand don't want to work. And then twist and connect them back together. I can't really bring it up towards the camera properly because I can't see it in the camera properly. I'm not using a viewfinder today. I'm just using a webcam. So that's how it should look. And see, it's a little bit off. So I bought these because of Deb Hoke. She was like, "Oh, you should use the blah blah blah." I can't remember these flat nose pliers. I think that's what they're called. I'm not sure. But I was like, "Oh, I have a pair of those." And then I was like, "Oh, these right here are really comfortable in your hand." And I don't think the Blue Mountain beading company is in existence anymore. I got these from Joanne Fabric when I went to visit my mom in Houston a long time ago. I never used them until she said, "Oh, you should use those, blah, blah, blah." I was like, "Oh, I think I have them." And then I love the way they feel. So I'm just squeezing this together. And it's supposed to not leave any type of lumps and bumps on your jewelry. And apparently I can't make that even. But I went and bought these. They feel okay, but these feel a lot better. I hate when companies that I enjoy go out of business. I'm a bit selfish about that. But what are you going to do? Like Toys R Us, for Americans, that was our thing, right? Then when they announced they were going out of business, I was really sad. And then I was like, um, well, we should go and buy something. And then my son wasn't into Thomas, but if he was into Thomas at that point, I feel like I would have got a lot of great deals, right, on some train stuff. And now, but Toys R Us supposedly is not back, but they're back and they're online. And in Houston, they still have a Toys R Us store that's open. But if you order from Toys R Us, you get it from Target. So I don't know what all that stuff is about. Yeah, I remember growing up, going downtown on the weekends, and I'm sure everybody had that experience. You go downtown to the big city area, and this is our first pair of earrings. And you go, you get some food or whatever, and you eat the food, and then you go to the store, the shopping store. Like for us, it was McCory's, Foley's. It's another big department store. I can't even think of the name right now. Um, thank you. Oh, oh no, that sucks. I hope it's not something too bad, and hopefully it's just toast. But hope you have a safe rest of your day, Debbie, and thank you for hanging out with us. So we're gonna have this piece at the top. I think a lot of people that make jewelry advertise their own stuff. I don't. Like I don't like to wear earrings that much because my skin is very sensitive. So I have to make sure like everything is allergy free, nickel free, and all that stuff. So I tend to just avoid it because I don't want to be rubbing and looking like a crazy lady scratching. So here we go. I think if we are able to do a craft on Friday, we may, I don't know. I don't know what we'll be doing. Y'all have anything in mind you want to see? Do? Well, yes. We need to set up a crafty day too, Liz. Like a for real one. Like we used to do. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. I have a few projects that I want to try. And then, I realized that Easter's like here, and I bought a lot of bunny stuff and I didn't do anything. Sometimes I feel like, if you're not motivated to craft whatever that is, then just don't do it because it's going to just not be good. It won't be a good crafting time. However, I will say I also believe that sometimes you just got to work through whatever you feel like you're going through for crafting, not in life, but for crafting, and just see what you make. Throw it in a wall, see if it sticks. So we got these. I didn't think I was gonna be making these, so I need to get some more earring cards. Yeah, Wednesdays is not good for me either, and I can tell you why later. It's something dumb. Just so you know, it's a dumb reason, but hey, you know me. Okay, so here we go. We got these, which have the pink at the bottom, the pink and blue at the bottom. I like these. And then we have these that have the Heishi beads, or the clear, thin plastic donuts is what I call them. And then we have a smile, happy, and joy. I will say that the smile fits the best because it's the loosest. So that is something to keep in mind. Happy fits okay, but joy is snug. Joy is snug, and it's pulling my arm hair. And I like for the beads to be a little bit loose. And I also like for them to kind of overlap. So if I was to make some more of these, you could also make them without stretchy cord. And that's something to keep in mind. Okay, but if you let your skin get pinched, you're going to be in trouble. All right. Thank you so much. All right, so I'm not done just yet, but I will be done shortly. I want to, I may be done because I don't think I brought the other piece of material. Credola. I'm going to see something real quick. For Credola is definitely a real word, in case you're wondering. I'll put my head in the camera. I've been doing that a lot lately. Okay. All right, yeah, we're going to go ahead and quickly do this. I picked these up from Hobby Lobby, of course, on clearance. And let's just move this out the way. I do not recommend stalking the clearance anymore like I used to. But if you happen to go there and they have it, then of course, you know, you do what you feel is best. I want to go ahead and cut these. You know, sometimes we'll chase down a clearance. Like I always say, Hobby Lobby is kind of like a car company. You thank you so much. Yeah, I'll probably make more. I feel like those might be too big for my wrist. I mean, too small for my wrist. Just a little bit looser. Great. That didn't go well. Okay. We're going to go ahead and quickly make up a quick pair of earrings. And I want to use green and black, I think. Oh, no, it's not green and black. All right. Oh, wait. I like to prepare, and then I'm under prepared and then over prepared sometimes. So right now I'm like semi over prepared. All right, so I got these a while back on sale. Joann Fabric, I think it was Black Friday, not this year, last year. So not 2021, 2020, maybe. I think that was the only thing. No, it couldn't have been 2020. I don't know. Yeah, we professional. Y'all thought that I wasn't professional, huh? I'm joking. She is not professional at all. Very not. So we're gonna use this color, I think. You know, it's a few ladies that always show their bead hauls. Like they're like, I got this from the Goodwill and I got this from the. I'm like, I cannot ever get a good haul like that. I don't go looking for it or whatever, because you know, sometimes I'm like, I got too much stuff. I have enough stuff. I don't need this and I don't need that. But it's nice to be able to find the sales, right? Find the deals. And I'm not that lucky. Not that lucky. So this is a longer beading board, and I did pick this up from Ross when they had it. I want to say 2 years ago, last year, but I don't use it all the time, apparently. I'm not gonna stress out about that. So what I want to do is make a few quick little. I want to just, you know, make a few little quick earrings with you all, and then we'll be done for today. Let's see. You can see everything. And I'm going to go ahead and make the little combo right quick. We are using eye pins, so we're going to make this as the bottom. And I think I like these two. So I'll cut these. I'll just put it on the bead board. The bead board saves you a lot of time. It is a bead board out there that actually has a cover to it. So you pull the back part off and it just lays on top and it sticks it in. Yeah. I would have to say that like I said, I like to go and get inspiration. And then sometimes I'm like, oh, I really want that. Like, I think that, like I told you, if I ever say I'm not shopping, I would be lying and sabotage myself. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go. So I prefer not to do that because then I feel bad for sabotaging my own self. Like, that's not good. Can we not do this? All right, here we go. All right, so we're gonna do this piece, and these things are stuck together like rocks. I'm not sure if that's how it's supposed to be, and if it is, I don't like that. So we may not be able to use those right now because I have to break them apart. Yeah, no, we won't do that. Okay, so we got this. We're gonna do this little guy, and then this one, and then that, and I think that's a cute earring. You know, sometimes over the topness is not needed, and then sometimes you have to be bold and daring, right? Totally up to you. Yeah, they can be annoying and it can be awesome. It just depends on how it is. I have a few of them. When I lived in Mississippi, I had one and they had a clearance. I just wanted the beads, to be honest, and they were selling these for like $2. They had the beads situation in for $2, so I got them. If you ask me where they are now, I can tell you I don't really know. So we're gonna make these bigger ones. I think I'm gonna challenge myself to attempt to do more beading as well because I do enjoy it. I just always get nervous about the creation and patterns. But what I'll do, because they say this statement, reading is fundamental, so I'll start reading more and do it. So now we have our beads on the bead board. It won't take a long time. And I want to make sure that this opening on this bead is not too wide because we don't want it to fall through. And here we go. And the good thing is if you have the pattern already set up, you can see the other side and be like, okay, this is good to go, etc., etc., etc. Okay, that's one. I just want to show you, Samara, that you don't have to be afraid of beads. I'm joking. I'm talking to everybody, but especially Samara. You can definitely set up a hangout. I wanted to do that last year, but I'm not big into creating new accounts just to hang out with people. I feel like if they don't have a setting already for us to hang out somewhere, then maybe it's not meant for us to be. I want to add these. I want to add this big piece at the top, I think. So it's small. Yeah, there we go. And then we'll put this here. Oh no, I have to. I mean, so technically, we all probably have enough supplies that we don't need to go to the store. But the cheap skate in me is like, hey, and you can tell me if this makes sense or not. But the cheapskate in me is like, hey, inflation. They're having a sale on this, and it's cheap right now. This is the person talking to me in my head, right? It's cheap right now. It's only X amount of dollars. If you wait, the next time you go, it's going to be this amount of dollars. And yeah, you really don't need it, but it's a good addition. That's me talking to myself, not me telling you what to do. And I'm like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. But it really don't make no sense, that logic. So whenever I buy things now, I'm like, it's better. You gotta, we gonna work on that. I mean, you have grandkids, so I don't believe that your patience is non-existent. All right, so I'm gonna try something real quick. I want to try something. The thing is, when you have glass beads, you have to be very careful about the weight that you decide to put on the bead. Because if you put too much on there, it's gonna weigh your ear down, and you don't want that. Because I do think that they make certain things for. Um, they make it for bracelets and necklaces because your neck can hold a lot more weight than your ear can, right? Well, at least some people. Some people have super strong earlobes, I suppose, and weak necks. I don't know. That makes no sense to me, but you know, whatever. Whatever logic we use. All right. So, bead rimmer. I mean, looper. My mom used to have, oh, great. See what just happened? Gold is like, you never use me. I'm going to show out in front of everybody. So you'll use me from now on. That's not going to happen. 1, 2. I do have some earrings that I want to make. So maybe I'll make a video. Well, been there. So this one is broke. Just put that to the side. Yeah, I don't know how people do it. You can see, like, I've been to a grocery store and I've seen moms with a lot of kids, 4 or 5 kids running around, and the kids, either they're like little Tasmanian devils or they're like angels. I'm like, what medicine you got them on? Like, you gave them some Benadryl? What's going on? My son has like a cough, had a cough a couple of weeks ago, and so I had asked the big roommate to get some cough medicine. And he was like, "What is he doing?" I said, "He's sitting down." He's like, "You got my baby doped up?" I was like, "No, just gave him some cough medicine." I remember back in the day, a lot of people like, "Let's give him some Benadryl, and they'll calm down." And then it was like, "Please stop giving your kids Benadryl, but you know, to make them not do this or that. It cause harm." I'm like, I didn't know people actually did that. I don't know if these are right. We'll put them to the side. Now I only give him medicine when, you know, if he's been coughing a lot. Because I'm like, drink some water. My answer is drink some water to everything. You're hot, go drink some water. You're being silly, go drink some water. Um, that's probably not the best thing. Like, he's like, "Mom, you'll take my temperature?" I said, "Yeah, I'll take your temperature." Yeah, I don't like that. I don't even give him Benadryl because I'm afraid of what it might do. But I will give him some cough medicine for his cough. Because here apparently we have really bad allergens in the air. And oh, great. Um, I prefer him not to be sitting there coughing and snotting and stuff. And the doctor, when we took him for his well child last year, she was like, I was like, "He has this cold that's not going away." She was like, "No, he got allergies." And so she gave me some medicine to get to him. And it went, you know, his cough and stuff went away. I was like, I'll be a monkey's uncle. Because it definitely went away, but it's back. And I'm like, is he going to have some allergy medicine? Or we're going to have to get rid of the cat. I told my friend that. She was like, I said, "I'm going to get rid of the cat." She said, "No, you won't." I said, "If I have to choose between my baby and the cat, uh, I'll find him a good home." That's what I said. She was like, "You could just do medicine." I'm like, no. But Nicholas has been a part of the family longer than the little roommate. So I would be very hard pressed to like actually get rid of Nicholas. I would probably figure out a way to, you know, keep both of them. Because Nicholas is special needs, you know, he has special diet food. So I would want to get rid of him just because he's not a quote unquote normal cat. He needs extra uh, love and attention. I think I just broke something. Yep. Yep. You know what? You want to hear Nicholas' story? The bruh He ain't did nothing really spectacular lately. He's just been existing. He scratched the baby the other day though. Because my son will get in his face and start dancing and doing silly little stuff to him. Not to him, but just doing it. You know, cats are very temperamental. They don't like all that movement unless it's them doing it. I'm going to cut that because it's annoying me. And so he scratched him. He was like, Mommy, the cat bit me. I was like, get from in his face. He was like, I was just standing here. I said, I saw you dancing in front of him. And my son was like, guess I'm not going to win this fight. But Nicholas has been real chill lately. He threw up the other day. I was like, you're nasty. And I didn't see him the rest of the day. I think he was hiding because I was like, that's just disgusting, Nicholas. And my son's like, yeah, you're disgusting. I'm like, well, you just don't know. You going to be cleaning all this cat crap up and taking out the litter and stuff. He was like, me? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, when? I said, when you turn 7. So I beaded that one real quick. And you see right here, you don't want to put this all up in there like I just did because that messed it up. So right there. And you also want to be careful not to push the piece on the edge because you could knock it off. All right, so we got this. And we're going to do this one real quick. Y'all, do you have anything that you would like to see on Friday? I think we're going to try to stream. If my son comes and harasses me a lot, then we'll end it early if I don't take him somewhere. But I'll decide that and post in the community tab on Thursday night. All right, so I use this. Just call it over a little bit. Yep. Oh, that might be the title, The Crafty Wind. Let's make craft where the crafty man blows us today. Right? Crafty wind. I didn't say man, just so we're clear. All right. We may be a repeat on this jewelry. I don't know. Maybe a color. I don't know. Sometimes I wake up, I'm like, yeah, I know what I'm gonna do, and then I don't know. Because I gotta gather materials and things like this. So we're gonna put this after we adjust it and make it sure it's connected. I like for the eye pins to touch. I don't like for them to be a little bit loosey-goosey open because I feel like they could fall out. Like this. I'm going to put this little piece here. Yeah, that's cute. I like it at least. I'm biased on some things and other things I'm not. I know Samara don't really have a suggestion, but I'm going to ask you anyway. Nix, you got anything? If you're still here, very crafty. So I'm adjusting this. Just holding it and squeezing it. And this is our first earring. And I like the second little dangle part. Yay. We got fancy kind of right there, right? We did something a little bit different than normal. And we're just going to repeat it. I did not call you out. Or did I? I don't think I called you out. I know what you were going to say. So I want to just beat you to the punchline. Was I wrong for that? You feel like I was wrong? Did I just wrong you? I've never felt so right about wronging somebody, though. Because y'all tried to call me out earlier about getting you to go and buy those little beads, the plastic donuts. And that was that wasn't the goal. All right, so we got this one. I like these, y'all. We might have to put these on and wear them one day. They were blue, right? So we did that one. And so yesterday, my friend and I, we were gonna go to the Goodwill and dig in the containers, right? They have these bins that they do. And I wanted to go at first, but then I was like, my knee, feet, and legs have been bothering me lately. And I didn't really want to go. And I was like, well, why don't we just do something local? Because I didn't feel like driving on the other side of town or whatever. And she was like, yeah, we could do that. So we went to the Dollar Tree because I'm looking for the foam squares again. And they don't have any. Like, I'm willing to pay $1.25 for those. And those, they call them bamboo circle. It's two of them, a big one and a small one. I think people call them embroidery hoops, but they don't have an opening and closing to them. So I'm not sure if they're really embroidery hoops or not. But anyway, she's like, yeah, I just want to grab something to eat. And I will tell you, I always have tacos on the bread. Yeah, $1.30 something. Yes, plus tax. I always have tacos on the brain, just so you know. Like somebody's like, let's get some. I'm like, tacos. And they're like, no, I don't want tacos. I'm like, dang. Okay, so anyway, I was like, tacos? She was like, yeah, tacos. I was Taco Bell. She was like, Taco Bell. I was like, okay, tacos. And she was like, yeah. So we went to this place. I don't remember the name of it. And she said, we're going to eat in here. And I was like, we came inside. Like, if we go inside of a building, in my opinion, we're sitting down and eating inside of the building. So, right. So she's like, I just want a taco. I said, I'm getting an enchilada because you don't go into a taco restaurant. It's not a taco restaurant. I can't remember. It's a Mexican food restaurant. And get a taco. I don't get a taco, I should say. I'm getting a meal. So I got some chicken enchilada, green chicken enchilada. I don't know. I always ask for the verde sauce, green sauce on mine. Like, don't give me that nasty Americanized uh sauce. Give me what you be eating in the back. I don't know. So we had that, and I normally the only time I eat refried beans is at a Mexican restaurant. Nowhere else. I don't like them, but it's something about the taco and the rice and the beans and all the other delicious stuff. The avocado. It was really really good yesterday, and we were supposed to go to the Filipino Express. It's the name of the restaurant, and get some curry. And she was like, because of you. I said, you could have ate a taco. She said, what? She looked at me like, I would never eat a taco if you're not eating a taco. Because I'm like, if we're going inside a restaurant and we're going to sit down, you think I'm going to eat a taco? No, Nancy, no. Her name's not Nancy, but I just think no Nancy works. I don't know. Anyway, I dropped something. So it was so good. So we didn't go to the Filipino restaurant because the food was delicious and it was filling and just scrumptious. Doing a small one. But I got a feeling we'll probably go there on Friday, maybe. I don't know. No, we can't go on Friday because I'll be with y'all. And I don't even know why I told you the story. But anyway, I had tacos yesterday and it wasn't Taco Tuesday. But I want tacos now. Oh, Heather. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. I don't think we have real Mexican food here because I'm in Texas, so it's Tex-Mex, but I wouldn't know the difference yet. Like if I went to, I guess, one of my friends' houses that was Mexican and they served a meal, I would be so, oh, this is not what I'm used to, or yes, second plate or something like that. I don't know. I like food. Back in the day, say I felt like I was Asian because I like a lot of Asian inspired meals. But now I realize that I'm just greedy and I like all kind of food more so than anything else. Um, but I would be okay if I was Asian. Although I did a DNA test and that's not what it said. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that at all. So I did go to the doctor and look for that faux leather stuff. Could not find it yet. I may go there today. I have to work on another project. I want to do a few like serious projects, y'all. So if you have any ideas on like some of the stuff that you would like to see me do, please let me know. All right. So we made these earrings, which I absolutely think are very, very pretty. I do think I'm going to make a bracelet to go with this. I want to talk to you real quick about this thing that I bought from Hobby Lobby. And if you all are experts in it, let me know, and then maybe we can talk on the side or offline about it. I'll probably ask Deb though. So I bought these crimp covers, right? I don't have a crimp thing yet. I think I need to buy the crimp to cover it up. But I want to make some fancier jewelry, so that's why I got these clasps, because you know when you have these clasps, you have the toggles. So I don't even have the right colors. Crap. I'm gonna have to go back and buy some toggles because I want to make a bracelet with a focal bead to go with these earrings. So anyway, I bought these clasp crimp covers to cover up the crimp, but this is not the right color, and she did not use these, and these are steady falling out. Get your life together, ma'am. So I have to redo some of these beads. Anyway, if you all know how to use these and you don't mind telling me how to do it, like if we could talk on the phone or we can do a video or something, I would greatly appreciate that. You can just send me an email. Or I'll have to ask Del Poke if she don't mind explaining it to me. Again, I've watched a few videos, but I need somebody to hold my hand. Thank you so much, Heather. I really appreciate that. I love these, right? I love them. And then we made these, which we have a little two dangle. We probably could have put three, a long or short, and then a medium. Well, if you did, would you be willing to chat with me about it? Because I need that help. Okay, so we got those. So we did one, two. We were very productive today in our crafting. We made 4 pairs of earrings, 2 on a different like spectrum. One is more colorful, uh, daytime wear, I would say. If we're going out to the park and we're gonna go and hang out. So this would be a daytime, and then we can make it like a dramatic piece, darling, over here for this. And I'll do that offline. I have to gather the materials. So I do think the smile is the perfect fit. Happy, I don't know. Happy's okay too. Happy's good. Happy's good. Joy, I don't know if I'm going to have Joy wearing this thing, but we'll see. I do like for them to be like this, and I need to figure out how to make the string tie ones that you can adjust. So I have to watch a few videos. They do have like little kits at Hobby Lobby already made, but I'm like, well, who does that? Who buy something that's already made when you can just buy it? Anyway, uh, you made a bracelet. I gotta see the video. I want to see it. I want to see it. Okay, so I thank you all so very much. I had a great time today hanging out with you all. We will be back. I think we'll make some more jewelry on Friday or stamp. One of the two. Something fun. This was a lot of fun to do, and these earrings, I enjoyed all of it. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for hanging out with me today, spending your time with me. And I will talk to you again very, very soon. Yes. So I will be here on Friday, but if my son comes and interrupts too much, um I will stop the stream just because he can be extra needy when I'm doing videos, more so than normal. Anyway, I want to say thank you all for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.